Hi everyone, this is Eldad Amara with my channel Eyes Wide Shut, and don't forget to check out my other channel Spiritual Echelons, where I talk more about things such as spirituality, religion, acupuncture, meditation and all those kinds of things. Right, I've got an article I'd like to read to you. It's by GB News. Okay, but before I actually go into this article, listen, I've just dropped a new newsletter this month. So if you're interested in this newsletter, please leave your email address and join my mailing list, which is eldadamara@yahoo.com. That's eldadamara@yahoo.com. If you want, you don't have to use your proper name. If you want to remain anonymous, and I'll be doing live streams again starting from the end of October. Now this article is entitled Britain issues urgent warning as DVLA introduces new medical driving license update. And the story is by Felix Reeves. Right, the DVLA has unveiled a number of changes to its Assessing Fitness to Drive guide, which could see some motorists impacted if they have medical conditions. Motorists are required to tell the driver and vehicle licensing agency, that's a DVLA in brackets, if they have developed a driving license and developed a notifiable medical condition, disability. I'm going to show you how this article links up to WEF, which is a World Economic Forum, and also to the UN, which is United Nations, about their sustainable goals and carbon footprint. See, they want to try and monitor everybody, where they go, how they travel, okay? And I think that this is also part of WEF's scheme. The same must be done if a condition or disability has worsened since they got their license. This could include diabetes, sleep apnea, epilepsy, and heart conditions. The DVLA has recently updated its guidance for medical condition when applying for driving licenses to ensure all behind the wheel are safe on the roads. Many of the new updates are particularly specific, including clarifying the description of cerebral amyloid angiopathy related to transient focal neurological episodes, and the Group 2 standard for carotid artery stenosis. Now there's a lot of jargon language in there, which I'm not going to go through, okay? But basically they want to try and make sure that people with certain types of conditions are checked properly before they go onto the road, and they need to notify the DVLA. Now some of this language is very scientific, and as I said, I'm not going to go through all of it, okay? Anyway, it talks about some definition of a non-aneurysmal, which is some kind of hemorrhage. It states that Britons must not drive and must notify the DVLA if they want to use a car, motorcycle, bus or lorry. They can resume driving when they have received a clinical confirmation recovery. Bus and lorry drivers will be considered for relicensing after 6 months if comprehensive cerebrovascular intracranial arterial imaging has included an aneurysm. That was a mouthful. Wow. It has also changed the terminology from behavior disorder, including post-head injury, dissociative seizures, to behavioral disturbances, including post-head injury. The DVLA has defined controlled drinking as drinking at a level and in a manner which their clinicians confirms acceptable controls. Their alcohol use disorder and their alcohol use is unlikely to impact on personal, social and work responsibilities. So they're starting to go into all different realms there. They're talking about people who probably drink too much alcohol, yeah, that if it's found that they're drinking too much alcohol, then they may be banned from driving. Now this is all going to be dependent on what the clinicians have to say. It's going to be down to the clinicians and not down to the actual motorists themselves. So the clinicians are going to take control of this. Drivers who misuse alcohol persistently must not drive and must notify the DVLA. The license will only be considered after a minimum of 6 months of controlled drinking or abstinence. The same must be done for bus and lorry Group 2 drivers. So they're dividing off people into groups, different drivers. Now listen, I've done a video on my 10 predictions, and then I've done another video with another further 8 predictions, and I talked about driving and driving license and how the government in the UK will start to try and get people off the road. Why? Because you see, they got a plan. You see, because they're trying to follow the agenda of WEF. Now WEF talks about sustainable goals. Not only does WEF talk about this, but the UN. WEF stands for the World Economic Forum, and the UN stands for United Nations. Now these are two unelected bodies. These are two unelected bodies. Now they want to try and take control of just about everything in the environment, and they keep talking about people and these sustainable goals and people following their carbon footprints. Let me tell you something else. They want to try and get all the cars off the road and to get people to do things such as cycling or to use e-scooters or to walk. They're also trying to develop these smart cities. Now there's been quite a few cities within the UK that signed up to the WEF and the UN's agenda. So you're going to see in the coming years cars coming off the road, because they're saying that these cars are pollutants. They're going to try and move towards electric cars. They're going to try and move people towards cycling, towards walking, and also towards using these e-scooters. Okay, it's good to get people off the road if they may have certain medical conditions and may be endangering other people. That's understandable. But they've put so much restrictions here. I don't think it has so much to do with road safety as trying to control an agenda which they have. Let me carry on. Drivers who misuse alcohol persistently must not drive and must notify the DVLA. The license will only be reconsidered after a minimum of 6 months controlled drinking or abstinence. How much alcohol will these people be allowed to drink? Is it 1 glass? 1 glass a night or 1 glass a week? What is the definition when it comes to alcohol? How much is considered to be too much or over the limit? Decide if somebody, how do you, is an alcoholic? Is an alcoholic someone who drinks 2 pints every night? Is it someone who binge drinks on the weekend? Is it someone who drinks throughout the whole day? So how are they going to define these people with alcoholic problems? Let me go on. The same must be done for bus and lorry Group 2 drivers, although their license will be refused or revoked until after 1 year of controlled drinking or abstinence. The DVLA stated that the changes will help improve diagnostic clarity and reduce the abstinence period for drivers from ongoing to set periods with monitoring. With monitoring, we know about monitoring, don't we? Through surveillance and WEF and the UN. Got cameras just about everywhere, and every item that we seem to buy, they know about, don't they? Motorists with certain medical conditions will need to tell the DVLA about it via forms and questionnaires on the government.uk website. Britons can be slapped with a fine of up to £1,000 if they do not tell the DVLA about a condition they may impact their ability to drive safely. In certain extreme circumstances, motorists could be prosecuted if they have an accident, especially if their medical condition causes a serious accident. Right, so you got all these other articles underneath which you can read. One's called "The Drivers Warned as Fuel Duty Will Increase by 10p and Pay Per Mile Car Tax Changes Could Be Launched in Budget." Number plate changes launching this week could cause havoc as Britons don't know important rules. Major car brands say electric vehicle battery targets are not in stone amid sale slumps. There'll be no more permanent driving license. You'll have a Class A, which means that you can drive up to 5 years. Okay, and then you have to retest. You got a Class B, which will last between 8 to 10 years, and you have to retake your driving test. And then you'll have a Class C, which will be between 10 to 15 years, and you will have to retake your driving test. And this is also going to be partially a money-making scheme, but it'll also be a way of getting people off the road. Talk about road safety, but there's much more to it than just this road safety. They want to get all these vehicles off the road, and they're trying to find various different ways of trying to get people off the road, such as testing people's health, seeing if they're safe enough to drive, testing to see if a person is consuming too much alcohol. Yeah, they'll have these 20 miles an hour signs everywhere. If you go over the 20 miles an hour sign, you will get fined, and this could end up as you losing your license and have to retest in order to get another license. This is all coming down the line, trust me. The same must be done if a condition or disability has worsened since they got their license. This could include diabetes, sleep apnea, epilepsy and heart condition. The DVLA has recently updated its guidance for medical condition when applying for driving license to ensure all behind the wheel are safe on the road. You see, this has been the paramount statement they'll keep using to make sure that all people behind the wheel are safe on the road. Yes, if somebody has a medical condition that's affecting their driving, yes, they should be monitored, and yes, probably there should be a period of time where they're not allowed on the road. But I think that this thing that they just brought out about the driving license and the DVLA, I think this is something to do with WEF. WEF is in the background, and so is the UN. Eventually there'll be no cars on the road unless it's electric cars. Have a cycle, an e-scooter, or walk. Now they're starting to develop these 20 miles an hour zones all around the UK, and some people are protesting against this. But let me tell you, if people don't start pushing back and say no to this, if people don't start forming their own communities, then soon we'll have no more human freedoms. In the coming years, watch the price of car tax go up. Watch the price of M&Ts and services go up. Watch the price of petrol go up. Watch the price of penalties for going over the 20 miles per hour speed limit. Watch that go up, and people start to lose their driving license. Watch the massive increase in car insurance. It's already gone up in the UK by 50% just over this last year. Between 2023 and 2024, watch it double up again and more. And no more permanent driving license. No such thing as a driving license for life. You'll have an 8-year, sorry, you'll have a 5-year, an 8 to 10-year driving license, and a 10 to 15-year driving license. They want to get these cars off the road. They want people to have electric vehicles. They want people to be on bikes and motor scooters, these e-scooters. They want people to be walking, and they want these smart cities. Goodbye to permanent driving license, and goodbye to our freedoms unless we start to push back and form community groups. This is Amara with another video, over and out.